Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the next episode of Syberia. Last time out, we were exploring the university at Brockenstadt. I think I'm pronouncing that okay. It's an imaginary place, pretty sure, so shouldn't matter. But we're exploring the university. Ah, yes, okay. Now, at the start of every episode, of course, I have to adjust my volume levels, which gives you guys an insight into my Spotify playlist for this time out. Yes, that was The Devil Went Down to Georgia, the Guitar Hero 3 version. The best version of that piece of music. Don't at me. It is what it is. Okay, we were exploring the university at Brockenstadt. And we went round the houses a little bit in terms of trying to find a way to placate these cuckoos that are blocking our path to a ladder. And what we've determined is there is a garden behind the station which is growing these Sauvignon grapes that the paleontologist is turning into wine. And it's all a little bit hush-hush and secret because, well, apparently it's like a protected shrub or something.
Excuse me, station master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I am very, very busy?
No.
Huh.
Well, I am. Very busy indeed. But, okay, I think I can give you a minute of my time.
You have been playing with me, haven't you? You knew very well there were forest Sauvignon berries in the station garden.
No, not at all. I've never seen your Sauvignon thing.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You've all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side.
Whoa, smuggling? That's a little bit much.
It's just a little on-the-side thing we got going, that's all. It's just for ourselves. Hey, honest.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. Aren't you worried about the reputation of this fine university? The authorities should be informed of this.
Kate, don't be a snitch.
We haven't done anything wrong. It's not a crime.
Yeah.
Can you open the gate to the
It
garden,
almost
please?
certainly isn't.
Sure. No problemo. Right away, miss.
Like, I don't know what the local laws are in Brockenstadt, right? But, like, I don't know. In the UK, you can totally make your own wine. Like, what exactly is the problem here? Like, is it the fact that they're using Sauvignon grapes and those are, like, endangered or something? Or is it the fact that it's university property? I don't know.
There you are. Please feel free to visit the garden at your leisure. And there was just one thing. I'm not a liar. Not really. Just mum's the word. There is the reputation of the university to think about. And I have superiors, and I have to do what I can.
I understand. Don't you worry.
Thank you, miss.
Yeah, don't get it. It reminds me a lot, though, of... So, in York University, they have an apple tree which supposedly was grown from a scion of Newton's apple tree from his home in Berkshire, I think it was. And every year they make an apple pie out of the apples, which I think is a really nice tradition. Okay, so we've got the grapes. Let's go to this ladder. Do you know what? My levels still aren't quite right. I'm going to have to knock that down even further. This game is very loud. Right. Here you go. Have some berries. 3 berries for the 3 of you. No need to share. One berry apiece. Although, I've tried that in the past, right, with, I don't know if any of you have pets or so on. So I've certainly tried with ducks down at the local pond, with pigeons, back when it wasn't, like, illegal to feed pigeons, which I think is just absolutely terrible, to be honest, because pigeons, the story of pigeons is a real sad story, right, because we basically domesticated them, and then, like, pretended, and then just, like, properly ghosted them as an entire species, and we're like, what? New number, who dis? To our pigeon friends. But, yeah. But in some parts of the UK now, I think it's actually literally illegal to feed pigeons, which I think is super sad. But, yeah, and rodents as well. You know, I used to know someone that had, like, rats as pets and things like that. And if you give them equal food, they'll eat a little bit, and then immediately try and steal from the other one. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's, that in the limited experience of animals that I've done this experiment in a wholly unscientific way with. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this one.
Impossible to reach it.
Totally impossible to reach that. What is it I'm doing here, and why am I trying to steal an egg out of this nest? Can I use the hook? No. And the mammoth's not going to do anything for me. Okay, fine. I do not have the necessary whatevers. Yeah, do not have the necessary tools. Well, we should definitely go and show the mammoth to the paleontologist. He'll probably be quite excited about that one. Yes, that was me struggling to find the word excited. Oh, and the cuckoo's just gone. Cool. Weird though, right? Where did we find the information about the giant bird? Was that... I think that was talking to the gardener, wasn't it? Okay, let's go show off our mammoth first, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, miss.
Oh,
Please,
the gardener has more
excuse
for
me.
us.
Yes?
You know, I want to apologize for our little misunderstanding. I brought you a bottle of wine. Barrackstadt Sauvignon. Very good year. Let me know what you think.
I'm very touched. Thank you.
Good luck on your journey, lady.
Thank you.
Kate, if you have an actual reason to believe that a wrongdoing is being done there, you just accepted a bribe for keeping your mouth shut.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
What can I do for you, miss?
All these birds in a station. It's amazing.
This is no ordinary station, miss. Oh, no. These birds are part of the prestigious University of Barrackstadt Ornithological Collection. Over the years, this aviary has housed some of the most fantastic species from all over the world. And I am not exactly your typical station master either. This little world is my responsibility.
Tell me about the mechanical eagle.
I can well believe you.
And you know what's the hardest? The hardest thing is to keep interspecial harmony. And one day some explorer introduced a couple of cuckoos from the Amazon. Whoa.
Ooh,
It wasn't a good idea.
cuckoos.
A nightmare. You know, cuckoos lay their eggs in the nests of other species, right? Now, what's more, they also push the host's eggs out of the nest so that they receive all the mother's attention, right? Accursed cuckoos. Nightmare.
I see what you mean. That's one tricky bird. And there was nothing you could do to stop it?
The faculty declared the bird a protected species. If it wasn't for our mechanical eagle,
Right,
we were
okay,
sitting on a
there's the
major
mechanical
ornithological catastrophe.
And what does the
You have
mechanical
an
eagle do?
automaton here?
A wonder of technology. It's an eagle that's mounted on rails in the air.
Passes through,
It passes
swoops
through,
down.
swoops down to collect parasite eggs. But heck, the dang eagle's been out of order for several years. Impossible to collect the eggs myself.
Why not?
I can't climb up the gangway. I fell off it several months back, and I still have a pain in my spine. Not to mention the vertigo I've been getting. I only have to look up in the air. Whoa.
You poor soul. That must be very hard.
Worst thing is, cuckoo eggs piling up in the nests. Soon the rectors are gonna notice. There's trouble in store. Big trouble. I'm worried. Yep, worried.
I won't disturb you when
So we need some way of fixing that
Welcome
eagle.
to Barrockstadt, miss.
Well, she says can't reach it. And that looked very much like an egg. Now, it was like a red egg, right? Which also is pretty similar to... Because if we look at the bandstand out here... I have a vague recollection that what you're trying to do is you're trying to balance an egg, right?
This thing's jammed.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't imagining it. It is an egg that thing is expecting. But I have acquired a bottle of wine. Do you think I'm going to need to go and talk to this gentleman over here? I was trying to avoid talking to him further, but realistically, I don't think there are any superfluous characters in this game, are
Hello.
there?
Hey, baby, you party? You sure looking mighty fine. Love those big round eyes.
Just who do you think you are?
Hey, spunky. I like that in a lady. Okay, I'm hooked. Come on, Zol. I'll let you buy me that coffee.
I don't remember ever asking.
Hey, don't play hard to get. I know you like it big time.
Listen, kid. Go back home and play with your toy cars and forget you ever saw me.
Okay, so there's no conversation options there, but I wonder if... No, we can't... Right. I believe we are expected to give him something. Probably. Yeah, it must be that. So there's no conversation options, but we must give him an item or something.
Do excuse me, Professor.
Excuse
Professor,
me. Here's that
sorry
thing.
to disturb you
that
again.
Sorry to disturb you, but
Professor,
here's that thing you said
I have
you wanted
brought
to
you
have a
something
look
that
at.
should be of interest to you. Look.
What have you got there, then? Let's see. An effigy of a mammoth. But this is Hans' doll, is it not? Yes, of course it is. How on earth did you... Oh, my God. It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please do excuse me. I'm deeply, deeply moved.
You see? Your Hans and my Vorarlberg heir are one and the same.
This is incredible. After all these years, how can I ever thank you, my dear? Oh, I must waste no time. I'm off to my
Yeah,
laboratory.
cool.
I must study this carefully. May I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. But I need to study it. You see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I shall deliver an impromptu lecture to my students about this very object. If you are interested in Hans Vorarlberg, then it is essential that you attend.
Well, we will
do you think so?
definitely attend then.
Obviously. Give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins. I will return you your doll at the end. You have my word.
So do we have to wait a certain amount of actual in-game time? Can we go into his laboratory, do you think? Oh, we absolutely can. Now, this is an interesting Americanism, right? And maybe someone can shed some light on this in the comments. Because the spelling of laboratory is definitely L-A-B-O-R. So unlike with aluminium and aluminum, where the spelling of aluminum in the United States actually does drop the I, so the pronunciation is somewhat phonetic, laboratory, I hear very, very often as laboratory, which would be like L-A-B-R-A, and you sort of drop the O, which I find a really curious pronunciation, but I hear it a lot. Let me know what you think. Do you say laboratory or do you say laboratory? There's clearly something supposed to be here, right? What are we looking for? Aha! Well, excellent. We have the ability to play voice cylinders on the train? Do we? Do we? I think we can put them in the music box. Okay. Anything else in here? Yes. What is it? We're just picking up a bottle of something. Ah, tongs. Tongs are going to be really helpful. We're picking up a bottle of something just off a bench in a lab. Like, what? Oh, Yangala cola powder. Now, this is what that other book was mentioning, right? This is the fungus, Yangala cola. What was the relevance of the fungus, though? I remember the book about the cuckoos. Now, I assume we don't need to talk to this chap, because he will call us.
I'll leave you in peace.
When we're good.
I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks like there's nothing else in here. The tongs are going to be really useful for that egg. And the egg can go to the bandstand. Might need to refresh my memory briefly in the library as to what Yangala cola does. I mean, it sounds delicious. Oh. There's a chap up my ladder.
Hello.
Shh, don't talk so loud.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering if you could help me.
Can't you see I'm very busy?
He's literally
What are you
halfway
looking
up a
for?
ladder.
None of your business. Now, if you don't mind, I am trying to concentrate. I haven't got a lot of time left before Professor Pons's next tutorial.
Professor Pons, you say?
Would you mind working elsewhere, please?
Okay. Yeah, a few different threads going on, clearly. There's a ladder there, but I don't think that one's climbable. No, because you wander off round the corner. Just running around the library. Yeah, so I'm assuming that's blocked because that's where the cuckoo book is, and we don't need the cuckoo book again. Oh, although, where is the cola book? Alright. That's fine. We won't worry about it too hard. Because, obviously, we have all of the text on the cola book. In the recording of the last episode. So, if we get stuck, I'll just go and refer to that recording. For now, though, we've got a few bits and pieces to do. Shall we start by listening to this voice cylinder? It's a very quiet university, this one, isn't it? Maybe it's like a public holiday in Barrackstad. I've never seen a university with so few students in there. Okay. Here we go. We take this thing, pop it in here.
Hans, I have some very sad news. Our father is dead. He passed away peacefully last Sunday in his sleep. I feel so lonely now.
Father had been but a shadow of himself since your departure. I had to take care of everything for him. Housework, factory paperwork, the workforce, clients, everything. And now, today, well, I really don't know who or what I'm fighting for. Times are so hard, and this terrible war is destroying everything. Nobody cares for our automatons anymore. I just think about you returning. And when you do return, I will have turned this factory into a palace worthy of your genius. Please take care of yourself. I love you so much, Anna.
Interesting. So Anna recorded a voice cylinder and sent it to the university? I mean, Hans may or may not have been here by 1942. He might have already moved on by that point. Because the original diary, pretty sure was like 22. So this is like 20 years later or something. Okay, we've got some tongs. Armed with some tongs, we're definitely going to be able to reach that egg now. So, grab you, grab that. So with the egg in hand, we can head now to the bandstand. Okay, Yes, bandstand this way. Okay, round the back we go. And then, hopefully, fingers crossed, pop an egg in here. Excellent. Now that just leaves the room. Little backward shuffle onto the ladder. Ooh. Oh, do we just pull the lever to get it going? I see. Okay. So the bandstand is now playing, but what has that done for us? What does that give us? The obvious thing to do is talk to this person again.
Hello.
Hey, baby, you party? You sure looking mighty...
Just who do you...
Hey? Hey.
Listen.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, we could talk to the rectors about the bandstand. We can obviously talk to the professor about the bandstand as well. My concern is that we need to have a think about what this cola powder is doing for us. Cola powder. Or maybe the bandstands and the giant mechanical eagle are somehow connected to each other.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little problem.
A little problem, a little problem. Everyone has little problems now, you know.
They are kept to oneself, and they don't stop the world from turning.
Nor trains from leaving stations.
That idea of the station aviary is really very original.
It's the pride of our university. One of the specialties taught here is zoology, you see, and more particularly, ornithology. Proper study and instruction should not be limited to books. Observation of living matter is indissociable from theoretical questions.
It contains some very rare specimens that have been brought back from far-away, exotic countries, especially for our university, by the world's most intrepid explorers.
Do you remember Alexander Valembois and his peculiar bird?
Absolutely. His gift produced some very embarrassing long-term consequences.
A poison chalice indeed. It must be said the situation could have been much worse, however.
Oh, yes, it could have been terribly problematic.
Yeah, I don't think that's helpful. Okay. We could ask for help. We could ask about the mission.
You see, I didn't actually intend to stop here, but the springs...
No, not really. You mean to say you're not a student?
You have arrived a little late in the term.
But as rectors of this university and their...
You don't understand.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer from New York.
Not really.
A kerfuffle.
We
yeah,
have an
no, we've
excellent...
heard this before. We've heard all of that before.
Can you possibly help me out here?
Miss, your insistence is all...
We cannot constantly be at your...
We have
If you
also
don't
heard
mind,
this
could you
before.
not
Okay.
Does the name Hans Vo...
Ah, one...
Idealist.
Yeah,
Free-
we've heard
my
this
es-
before
what
as
about
well, so
My
that's
dear
fine.
colleagues,
No, not at all.
What? Here?
The poor soul moved on once he learned
Ah, this establishment...
You mean to say it was never as bad?
gentle.
I mean, we could try and exhaust all of our dialogue options, of course. But, I mean, we could ask about the train specifically, or we could talk about
I haven't
Kate
introduced
herself.
myself. My name is Kate Walker.
Walker, haven't we already had a Miss Walker? Ethnology Masters, September 1953, if my memory serves me correctly.
Probably not Kate.
Perfectly well, my dear colleague. But if I may be so bold, it was a Mr. Walker and not a Miss. It was Bill Walker, sat the June 68 exams. The impudent fool turned up for the oral assessment in jeans, flouting strict internal regulations which explicitly state the required uniform for the occasion.
If he also
Pure
matriculated in
incitement. It was
53, then he
scandalous.
was studying
Sadly,
for
we have seen
15
worse
years.
since. Young people lack all respect of traditional values.
Tradition, young lady. One must always uphold tradition.
Excuse me.
Miss, we find ourselves terribly put out by the presence of your train in our station and by its recurrent immobility.
Indeed, the situation is very regrettable. Your huge locomotive is very cumbersome.
A train should first stop, then subsequently leave. That is the rule.
That's such a funny line. Okay,
Here we
I
are.
don't
All right,
think
thank you.
these guys are going to be terribly helpful for us. So... I think to make sure that I'm not missing anything, right, we're going to take a quick break here. I'm going to look up the recording as to what Yangala Cola powder does. Be right back. Right, it enhances the eyesight of hunters, and I commented that it would be really handy in an adventure game. Who would want this powder, though? Someone with bad eyesight, isn't it? I don't know. I wonder if we're going to meet someone later who's visually impaired in some way, or someone who needs to find something that they can't spot. No, very, very unusual. Yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss there. Well, I'm hoping that this lecture's going to roll around soon. But I'm assuming the game will wait until we've done a critical something before it does that.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
What can I do for you, miss?
I won't disturb you any longer, Mr.
Welcome.
No. I mean, he wears an eye patch, but that's not the one. I mean, Yangala Cola Powder's not going to do anything for the bird. I don't think a hook's going to do very much, is it? Now we do, obviously, we have this console over here. But that needs a key, if I recall correctly. Do you know what? There's the
I
other...
need a key.
There's the... What are they, like a husband and wife duo? Now, if you can't operate the lock, or the sluice, without the key, are they stuck in that canal? They might also want a nice bottle of wine as well, of course.
Hey there, on the boat.
Guten Tag, schöne Mademoiselle.
Oh, we could also give the bottle
My
of wine to the
husband say,
rectors.
hello, young lady. You want to talk to us?
Have you gone down to take a look around the station yet? It's amazing. You know, it's full of exotic birds.
Mais tu moigir? Ja. Ja, met plezier.
We no leave boat. Husband is land sick.
It must be really neat to travel by river.
Oh, slechte boot. Eine vergeten das Grund. Voor mij, loka is fantastica. Eine kleine rond met oestet. Okay, you guide.
Excuse me?
My husband say he like his barge and he not like your train. Too noisy. If you want to travel in tin can, you stay in tin can.
Sure. You must
Don't
really
think
get
they're
to see the
gonna know.
countryside. Do you know New York at all?
They're not going to know Hans
We
or
no
Bert.
understand.
I'm looking for a funny little man who was supposed to live in Syberia. Can you imagine that? Syberia. I expect you've already been there.
She vragen komen to Syberia.
Syberia? No. Too cold. Barge no break ice.
I have a little problem with my train. It's kind of broken. I've absolutely got to get it out of the station.
Oh.
Do you think you could tow it over to the wall with your barge?
Yeah, except the lock.
Closed.
Yeah,
Barge
the lock's closed.
blocked.
But if the locks were open, would it be okay to tow my train then?
Porke no. Maar money voor dat werk.
Da is possible. My husband say we help you if you give money.
Right. And how much do you want?
Cinquante.
He want $150.
$150? I don't have that much.
No money, no barge.
Let me offer you $75.
Nay, $125.
Out of the question. $100 and not a dime more.
Correct. You have barge for $100.
There we go. Art of the
Now,
negotiation,
don't move.
Kate.
I'll be back as quick as possible with the money. I just met with the university rectors, and they ordered me to remove my train out of their station. I mean, it's a total joke. How do you remove a train that can't move in the first place? You don't have any ideas, do you?
We know nothing of train. You up your own creek.
Your generosity warms my heart.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it. I won't disturb you again.
Do svidania.
Well, we are gonna disturb them again. No, they don't want that. They don't want the wine. The hook is almost certainly going to be used for the towing in some way. Maybe. But that's fine. Okay, so we need to tow them by opening up the lock. I mean, the station master must know how to open up those locks, right?
I'm sorry to disturb you.
What can I do for you, miss?
I've just been to see the rectors, and they told me to get the train out of the station as quick as I can.
I thought they'd say that. Rules are rules, and you gotta stick by them. Not a good idea to get into trouble with the university administration.
Absolutely. I've got enough worries as it is. What should I do then?
Well, I suggest you move your train.
But it's like I say, the springs are unwound. Everyone seems to think it's my fault.
Well, you're the one who's
The
responsible for
locomotive's
the
engine
train.
might not work, it's true, but maybe there's some other way of moving the train.
It's a possibility, I suppose. What were you thinking of exactly?
Nothing. It was just an idea. Anyway, miss, you shouldn't hang around here. I have a job to do. Yes, sirree.
I feel like I've lost my way a little here. I could really do with your help.
Hey, anything I can do, miss, you just let me know.
Oh, really?
The
Money?
sailors on the barge reckon they could help me tow my train out of here, but they're asking for money. You couldn't possibly help me out with a few dollars, could you? I would be very grateful.
Go to an ATM,
Miss,
Kate.
Really, I'm surprised at you. Asking for money from a total stranger. Oh.
Right. I need cash. I need it to get my train out of your station, because my train is getting in your way, disturbing your birds, and upsetting your bosses.
Look, lady, I'm only a
Whoa,
station.
where's this aggression
I got my
coming
problems,
from,
and you
Kate?
got yours.
It seems that your superiors object to the presence of my train in the station. Not
I really
exactly
want to ask him about the
easygoing, are
lock.
they?
Well, it's not that they're difficult to please, but I find that the less I have to do with them, the better things are. Give a drift. Birds, more peaceful than employers. And respect for the regulations. Now that brings peace of mind.
I won't disturb you any longer, Mr. Station Master.
Welcome to Barrockstadt, miss.
Wonder if Oscar's got any money. Probably not. What use would he have for material wealth? But the fact that we do now have money in our thing at least gives us something new that we can talk to him about.
Everything okay, Oscar?
Yes, Kate Walker. I am awaiting your instructions.
Oscar, the sailors have agreed to tow the train, but they want to get paid for it. I suppose you have some petty cash on board to cover traveling costs?
Not at all.
No, there is nothing like that. You will note, however, Kate Walker, that every effort has been made to ensure maximum passenger comfort.
Okie dokie. I'll have to sort this one out by myself, then. You should take a look around the station, Oscar. It's amazing. Greenhouses that are all lit up, exotic trees, and thousands of birds of all different colors.
I am obliged to avoid exposing my wheelwork to corrosive bird excreta. I shall remain inside to monitor the locomotive.
Of course. Well, too bad for you. The university authorities want us to move the train out of their station. According to internal regulations, trains are designed for coming and going, not staying at platforms.
They have a point, Kate Walker. However, our train is unique, and its clockwork mechanism has requirements that are beyond the station's rudimentary equipment.
Hey, that's not their problem, Oscar.
The problem is also beyond my mandate, Kate Walker.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Oscar, there's no way you could help me find a way to wind the train back up again?
Rust awaits my every movement if I leave this train, Kate Walker. And what would you do with a rusty engine driver?
Not a lot, I suppose.
Okay.
Oscar, see you later, alligator.
In a while, Kate Walker.
Well, we are running out of possibilities here, slightly. I mean, we made great progress at the start of the episode, being like, smash, 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 get the Sauvignon grapes, get up to that bird, go and get the Mammoth over to the guy, get the tongs, get the egg, start up the bandstand. And the bandstand has given us absolutely nothing in return. The only thing I'm wondering about, actually, is whether, having activated the bandstand, changes what people say when you want to talk about Hans Vorarlberg specifically. Maybe. We're going to try and give this bottle of wine to the rectors. No, they are not interested. Not interested at all. Okay, we're going to go back to the laboratory, then we're going to go back to the lecture hall. Oh. Oh no. He's in here still. Good.
What is it you want to know?
Professor, how do I say this? You see, I didn't think I'd need a lot of money when I set out. And it turns out I need money after all. It's a delicate matter, I know, but I was wondering if you could help me out.
My dear, it would be a pleasure, but you see, I barely have enough myself to cover my meager expenditure on what I'm paid by the university.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend or...
However, if we look at the example of Hans, it is true that our university always rewards people who perform some service for it.
Okay.
This is our dear rector's jurisdiction, however.
Oh, well, that's great. Right, we can go back to the rectors.
I'll leave you in peace. I hope I haven't disturbed you too much.
Sorry? No, not at all, my dear child.
We're still going to need to get the lock open, though. Wine? No. Okay, back to the rectors to ask them for some cash. I don't know, maybe the because often these locks are operated by the people on the boats themselves, so maybe the people on the barge have a key anyway.
Gentlemen, forgive me for
A little problem.
They are kept...
Okay,
Some
money.
sailors have agreed to tow the train, but I don't have enough money to pay them. I was wondering if you could help me out. For a while. I could work for the money.
Please wait, miss. We have certain confibulations to attend to.
That is right. We must confibulate between ourselves. A collegiate decision must be taken.
I hope that we are not indisposing you in any way.
Why not?
If it helps us get rid of that train.
My word, that is a fine idea.
What do you have in mind, gentlemen?
When you arrived here, you must have noticed a splendid bandstand which honors the main university courtyard.
We may have already done this
mechanical
thing.
craftsmanship which no longer works, alas.
Why, yes, we have very moving memories of its melodies. We're prepared to offer you a financial reward if you can set it working again.
With pleasure. What do I have to do?
Unfortunately, my dear, time and rust have taken their toll on this university, and our automatons no longer have a spring in their step.
Automatons?
You are going to
That's
have
a
to be
unique way of
resourceful.
pronouncing that.
To tell you the truth, there are a number of complex mechanisms here in Barakstadt, and it would appear that we have unfortunately lost their operating instructions.
Your train, however, is an extremely ingenious invention, so you should be no stranger to complex mechanisms, should you? We are therefore counting on your ingenuity, miss.
I hope that I can show myself worthy of your faith in me, gentlemen.
Well, my dear colleagues, one more university matter nicely tied up.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I have managed to repair your university bandstand.
The bandstand is playing again. This is marvelous news.
We are really very grateful indeed.
Yes, very grateful indeed. We will look back on your visit with much fondness in our hearts.
And now let us in turn honor our word. How much is it you need?
$150.
$100, if it's not too much to ask.
We agreed to grant you the aforementioned sum, miss. You may now leave with your train.
Okay. Just
And while we're on
literally
the subject,
cash in an
when
envelope.
will you be leaving?
Yes, because now you should relocate your train as quickly as possible. Here we are, busy chatting and
already?
Thank you.
And thank...
Okay, well, hopefully... Well, we'll see. We will see. We can give this money to the people on the boat and see where that takes us. However, my friends, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Nice to be able to end it on a little bit of a cliffhanger rather than end it totally stuck. But what happens if we give this money to these guys and they don't have a key for that lock? Well, we're going to have a little bit of a wander around and try and work out how we can find that lock key. But hopefully at that point, that gives the lock as a new conversation option to go and speak to people with. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.